Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another indie horror spotlight. Today, I have with us, listen, the guy does a lot. He's an executive producer, actor, and he also has an amazing marketing company that helps support indie creators, and it's called Marketing Macabre. I have with us today my good friend, Michael Joy. Michael, finally, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hey, how you doing, man?
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to finally be doing this.
Yes, man. Yes, I've been trying to get you on ever since my show started, man. And
I know.
I'm glad to finally get you on. So I'm a huge fan of Marketing Macabre. You know, I'm a marketing guy, and I'm a huge indie horror fan. Tell everyone who doesn't know, tell us a little bit about Marketing Macabre.
Well, I mean, essentially, I started it about 8 years ago because I seen a need in the independent horror film community for good marketing at a convenient price, something that independent producers and directors could afford, because it's hard to find that option out there. I worked, I did marketing a while back for a company called Artsploitation Films, a distribution company out of Philadelphia. And I learned something when I was working there, because we were going through, different marketing companies, and I seen like what they were charging us, and it was like outrageous. And, I was like, a light bulb went off, and I'm like, you know what? I mean, like, I could do the same thing. So I did.
Yeah.
And here we are a bunch of years later, and I think I think I've created my own little niche in the horror community and the marketing space for these indie film directors.
And I mean, one of the things I always ask, indie horror creators, I'm like, how do you get your name out there? How do you get your product out there? And it's something so tough to do, because like you need an upper hand to stand out. And marketing, it's nice. It's nice for some people. They're self-marketers. They can go on social media, but some people need that extra hand, that professional, and they need that at affordable cost as well. And that's something that you've been able to do.
Well, I mean, one thing, that I've learned, indie film producers, they work on a shoestring budget, and they have little money left over at the end of the day for any marketing needs. And, this comes, time and time again, I've come across the same thing. And I mean, a lot of filmmakers, they're so focused on, making the film, the marketing aspect of it is the last thing on their mind. When I talk to people, from the get-go, if I get a chance to talk to them before they're actually filming, before they're actually making the movie, I try to get in their head to think marketing like while you're making the movie, like branding is important, so. If you wait until the movie's done and you still have no clue what you're doing, you got to be ahead of the game. You got to, kind of attack it from the very beginning. Now, some people come to me at the end, and that's okay. We still form a strategy. We can start the game anywhere, from beginning, middle, or end, and we'll find a way.
Now, one of the biggest challenges for a lot of indie horror filmmakers is the crowdfunding. You go in any horror group, you see tons of crowdfunding out there,
Oh, yeah.
and I heard somebody say a stat that like 75% of crowdfunding never is successful for indie horror creators. So, what is something that most indie horror creators who are watching this episode right now, what are some advice you can give them when it comes to crowdfunding?
Well, I've done marketing for crowdfunding a lot of people come to me at that level. A lot of people come to me, we want to get our crowdfunding campaign out there, and we want to get it visible. Now, I can only do so much. I mean, I can get you out there on, social media and on horror websites, but it really does take more than that. I do a lot of marketing for the Mahal brothers. Now, they are geniuses. You've interviewed them, I believe.
Yes,
or maybe,
I
have you? Okay.
No, I
Now,
haven't interviewed them, but they're on my schedule. Yes.
those guys are geniuses when it comes to crowdfunding. I mean, they knock out a couple $100,000 each campaign, and they do a couple campaigns a year. And one thing working with them, what I learned is they treat it as a full-time job. I mean, when you are starting your campaign, and it's running for 30 days or 60 days, you have to work on that like every day. You have to be out there doing the outreach, sending the emails, making the phone calls. Because if you're not personable, if you're not one-on-one with people, then your crowdfunding campaign isn't going to go anywhere. You can put it out there, you know, in social media and on websites, but when it comes to crowdfunding, that one-on-one connection is the most important thing.
And someone else who you're actually doing marketing for, but I'm a huge fan of their movies, and that's David Kerr, and he does the Bloody Summer Camp and Slash Nurse. Like him and his team, they are relentless with getting in front of the audience face when it comes to their crowdfunding. I mean, they have a successful crowdfunding every single time, but they make it personal. They have live shows when they're talking to their fans and audience, and it's almost like salesmanship. I say when you're out there crowdfunding, you got to sell yourself to the audience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Another person that I deal with that does it well is Jason Horton.
Jason, yes, I had him on my show.
Yeah, Craving, he directed, and I mean he puts on. He knows what he's doing. I mean there are definitely people out there that kind of have their niche and kind of know how to roll. Trying to think. There's so many people out there, and unfortunately, there are some campaigns that it's sad, but you see them fall by the wayside and they don't hit their mark. And the only thing I can say is because they didn't put enough energy into the direct contact, the phone calls and the emails. You have to, and honestly, before your day one of the campaign, I mean, you should be talking to people. You should be talking to people because you want to hit those numbers in the beginning. So you kind of want to make those phone calls and have those people in your back pocket. Like, okay, I got this guy, that guy, and this girl ready to put in so much money. Let's hit it on day one, day two, and day three. And just kind of explode it. Some people they start their campaign and it's crickets. There's nothing going on. And it's sad to see that.
Because I mean, someone who I donate pretty regularly to campaigns, but I can imagine if you were someone who's not into the indie horror and you see someone's campaign and you see that the goal is $50,000 and there's 7 days left and there's $5, like it might deter you from donating.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to donate. You want to look at the campaign, and you want to see that it's thriving, that it's successful, and that makes you want to be part of that. If you see a campaign that's dead in the water, I mean, why are you going to jump on board? I mean, that's the thing. you got to get that momentum going, and then you get like, people jumping on, and, it's contagious.
Now, I'm pretty sure you've seen my video and my take on film festivals. A lot of indie filmmakers, new ones, they are putting a lot of their resources into film festivals, and I don't think they do a lot of research on the film festivals. What is your experience and your take when it comes to indie horror film festivals?
I mean, you go on Film Freeway, and there's like pages and pages and pages of like film festivals. You know, um, here's the thing. If you're a horror film, I mean, there's plenty to choose from. But I mean, like, I would stay away from, like, um, new film festivals, that don't have a reputation, or film festivals like in the middle of nowhere. I mean,
Yeah,
like, I mean, honestly, you really want to put your film out there in the big markets. Any film festivals out of New York City, Chicago, LA, Philadelphia, any big cities. Um, I mean, or any established film festivals that have been running like, 10, 20 years. I mean, like, they're the ones you really should, like, kind of, Horror Hound, and things like that. They're really the ones you want to try to, be a part of.
because I mean, and I agree with you. Like Horror Hound, even like the one in New Jersey, like they've been around for a long time,
Right.
and when a especially an indie horror fan sees those laurels on your poster, they're like, oh, that's Horror Hound. So
Right.
compared to if they see JWB horror, they're like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And so
Well,
like,
I mean, you win a festival in, like, Utah. Nothing against Utah,
yeah,
but I mean, what? It's not going to do a whole lot for you.
yeah. Because I just feel like the audience has gotten smarter when it comes to laurels now on a
Right.
poster, and they know what's legit and what's not.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think the established film festivals and the film festivals in major markets mean something. So stick to them. Absolutely. You know, and you know that they'll get the film out there. Because I mean, you know, not just fans are looking. I mean, you're getting people. Looking. Distributors, investors, I mean, they're got their eye open for something that they, want to see successful as well.
I totally agree. Now, speaking about distribution, one of the things I saw recently is that Marketing Macabre is helping filmmakers with distribution.
So, I mentioned earlier, I used to work for a distribution company out of Philadelphia, or exploitation films. So I kind of cut my teeth on that. But through through doing marketing, like I said, I got a lot of independent filmmakers coming to me for marketing. But the door also opens for distributors. So I've actually had quite a few distribution companies come to me, and uh, as well as sales agents, as well as streaming services. So, um, because of the connections that I made with, like, all these different people, um, you know, that door swings both ways. So if someone is looking for distribution, I can certainly pitch it to, um, you know, um, Bayview Entertainment, or Midnight Releasing, or Screen Team Releasing, or I don't know. There's a ton of them that I work with. So I mean, the options there, because I mean, the landscape changes every day, and every film, you know, some films are good for self distribution, and that's fine. But other films, you might want to go to a sales agent or distributor to try to, open that market up. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. It's exactly what you're looking for. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the services I provide. If you don't know where to go, I can try to help and guide you to the right direction.
Now, let me tell everyone, if I'm pretty sure I've told this story many times, but how Michael and I actually met. In the beginning of my early stages of my YouTube show, I saw that Michael was, posting. I was following the indie horror Facebook pages, and I kept seeing Marketing Macabre. And I was like, let me reach out to him. And like, I reached out to Michael for his services, and did a great job. He pushed the horror realm, and then you actually offered me. He's like, hey, would you be interested in interviewing any of my clients that are interested? And I was like, hell yeah! And I've interviewed some amazing filmmakers, actors. I mean, Mike Ferguson was amazing. I love Mike.
He's my guy.
And yeah, Mike's amazing. I've had some amazing interviews come my way, because of Marketing Macabre.
Yeah, I mean, if someone, I mean, like, the horror realm's a family. I mean, like, everyone helps each other, or at least that's how it should be. I mean, of course, I look at this as a business, try to do marketing to help people, but it goes a little more beyond that. I mean, I'll go above and beyond to connect people with other people, or to help. It's my dog barking.
Yeah. That's fine.
But I'll go above and beyond, like, to connect, someone like you, to with different people to interview, and whatever the need is, there's got to be like a synergy between all of us, and that's what I try to create. And I try to create a network of people that can, if I can't help someone, maybe I know someone who can help you, or I know someone who could help the other guy, and I try to connect those parties. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that could be done. Earlier today, there's a film that is going into production, and they were looking for a hot sauce company. I happen to do marketing for a hot sauce company. So I'm like, all right, well, you guys need each other, so I connected the two dots.
Mm-hmm. See, and that's how it's supposed to be in the indie community. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all indie horror. We're all on the same level playing field, and so we should rise up together.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Now, I'm going to talk about something else. So, you and you were. I'm going to be the vice president. You're the vice president of the Fear Village with Mario, an amazing filmmaker. And I heard there was some tragic news with the Fear Village, unfortunately.
So all right. So this is crazy. We both had the idea, because, like, and I'm sure across the country it's just popular as well, but in the area that we're at, I'm in South Jersey, like the Philadelphia market. There are so many haunted attractions out there, and they're fantastic, and they do a great job, and I've always been fascinated by them. And I talked to Mario Cerrito, director of Human Hibachi, and I've been doing marketing for him for years, and we became friends because of it. And we kind of put our heads together, and he wanted to do a haunted attraction. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. So we did some brainstorming and came up with some crazy ideas and came up with kind of like a hybrid of what would be like a cross between like your traditional haunted attraction and like an escape room type atmosphere. Not like a cornfield or anything like that, but we're kind of like closed in rooms, almost claustrophobic, and you don't know what's around like each corner. And the whole idea around Fair Village was, Mario's a director, and he's good at what he does, and we wanted to kind of like drop people in the middle of our little village and make it feel like they're being dropped right in the middle of like a horror movie. Now, there's a lot of the hey, I come from the 80s, and in the 80s, malls were thriving. Malls were a big business. Now, there are so many malls that kind of been forgotten about, and stores, like everyone goes to Amazon now. Everyone goes and shops online. So malls aren't really a thing like they were 10, 20, 30 years ago. So, but they're still there. They're still standing. So we had an idea to put our attraction in the mall, and we're building, and the mall catches fire. So it has put definitely a little bit of a halt on our work, but we have not given up. We just we're kind of waiting to see how long it takes them to clean up, the debris and everything from the fire. Our actual store was not affected at all, but the actual mall was affected. So, I mean, indirectly, it affects us.
Yeah, because I was excited because I had a Mario order. He actually, I got the exclusive about Fair Village, and I'm a huge haunted attraction fan. I do a lot of walkthroughs of haunted attractions throughout the country on my show, and when he said that, I was like, "Oh my god, that's an amazing fucking idea!"
Yeah,
and I was a little sad when I saw that. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was looking forward to going there. But listen, with a positive energy, Fair Village is going to be here in October.
We're hoping they clean up quickly, so we reach our deadlines. I'll keep everyone updated on how that progress goes. If you're already following the Fair Village page on Facebook, we'll be updating that. If you're on Marketing Macabre on Facebook, I'm update that all the time with the Fair Village information as well.
All right. So, Michael, I got one last question.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, a two-part question. I'm going to give you.
Absolutely.
What's one thing as an indie horror, marketer, fan, producer? What's one thing that you're excited for when it comes to indie horror in the future? And what's one thing you're a little nervous about?
All right. So, what am I excited about? Well, I mean, got to think about that. I mean, I'm excited with original ideas, mostly. What excites me is when these directors that I work with, come to me and they wow me, or they come to me and they come to me with something so creative, or they come to me with something so unique that it really excites me and drives me to want to kind of find different avenues to market this project. There's one movie that I'm going to be doing marketing for, and it's more in the science fiction area, but it's called Space Goblins. And the guy who is doing the special effects and the mask for this, and this thing looks incredible. So I'm excited about that. Um, there's another movie that I'm starting to do some marketing for. Like everything now is like uh, you see Mickey Mouse, franchise, and Winnie the
Public
Pooh,
domain. Yeah.
all the public domain stuff. And you know what? I'm not against it if you can do it well. Hey, more power to you. I'm kind of interested to see where these people take, these things in different directions. Um, uh, I got some people that came to me and they're doing a Piglet movie, a Piglet horror movie. It's a kind of Winnie the Pooh franchise meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's Dr. Chud from the Misfits is doing a punk rock soundtrack over the film, which I mean that's exciting to me, So I'm actually working directly, with him to promote the punk rock aspect of it, and then also the producers to promote the movie. So when you get like layers and things like that you can like produce, I mean that's kind of exciting. That's kind of um, you know gives me some ideas on what I can do and directions I can go with it.
Yeah, Piglet. I think I saw the poster to that online, and
yeah, I've started promoting it, and there's still a lot more to see. But they're starting to roll it out. And the other part of your question, what I'm not excited about,
or nervous about,
nervous about. I mean, I'm not, never have really been a big fan of like any kind of remake or re-imaging of old films. Some have been done well, and a lot have fallen flat. It shows lack of originality, lack of creativity to, pull something and just try to redo it. That's kind of boring to me. So, I mean, that's always my, something that I kind of hesitant when I hear about projects that are like, being, reimagined.
Because that's what Hollywood horror is doing right now. I feel like Hollywood horror doesn't have an original. Some are, but for the most part, they do not have an original idea to save their life. They can't come up with an original idea.
Right now, like the people that I work with, you really don't see too much of that. You really don't see too much of the the remake thing. But I mean, it is true, in the Hollywood aspect where the only thing that they're cranking out is things that we've seen before. So and more often than not, they're not all the time, but I mean they're done poorly, or they're done in a way that is just like not interesting to me, at least.
It's a cash grab. Grab.
So, but yeah, again, that's more like kind of the big budget kind of people doing that. Not really like the indie level that I work with. Trust me, I love my level because where I'm at, the people I'm working with, that's where the creativity really is.
I 100%. I 100% agree. Now, the people ask me all the time, "What's the best interview I've ever done?" And there's been tons of great ones, over the last year. But RG, he was a producer of a movie called
The Boatyard, right? Yeah.
Yes. Did you watch that one?
No, I didn't see. I did marketing for it. I did promotion, and Mike Ferguson actually got me in touch with RJ. So Mike Ferguson he gets me in touch with everyone. He works with everyone.
Oh, it is the greatest fucking interview ever. The guy at one point even takes us on a tour of his boat that he lives on. It's the greatest fucking interview. If you have not seen that interview, you have to watch that interview with he's the writer and the producer of The Boatyard. Watch that one with RG. That be it's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
he's a great guy. He really is. Um, you know, I mean, I'm just so happy that I've been able to, like, bring you some people to, like, talk to, because I mean, like, some of the interviews you've done, and some of, like, Mike Ferguson we talk about. I knew the movie Darius, which I think you were a
Yes.
big fan of.
Yes.
I mean, that interview was great. There's so many.
Thank you, my friend. And like I'm trying to do also what you're doing. I'm trying to shine a spotlight on indie horror, and like I tell a lot of people I say in my interviews, but I don't say it as much. Like every single person I interview, if they have an Indiegogo or crowdfunding or Kickstarter or something, I always donate anybody who I interview, and it's something that should like always give back. And not only my job, I love indie horror, and my job is to just shine a spotlight. So I don't discriminate on who I interview. If you're indie horror, you can have an interview on my fucking show.
Well, I mean, that's what we do. We shine that spotlight on what we like, and who needs help, and support each other, and it's cool. The thing about, like, the horror genre is my dog is in the background. She's like eating something, and I have no idea what this dog is doing.
She wants attention.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, support indie horror, and there's so much out there, so much good stuff out there. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, and some of the stuff, like, people ask me, I put together like top 10 lists for Marketing Macabre, which is a great way to promote stuff. Your traditional press releases, banner ads through different, various websites. I mean, there are so many directions you can go, exclusive interviews with people like yourself. So, I mean, the thing is, you have to, like, get the word out there about your film, and hey, if not me, go to someone else. But I mean, marketing has to be in the conversation.
I agree. I 1% agree. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Mike, where can everyone find you, my friend?
Most people can just find me on Facebook under Joy Horror. You go to my Marketing Macabre website, marketingmacabre.com. You email me, joyhorror@msn.com. Yeah, I mean, basically, or Google Marketing Macabre, and you'll find me somewhere.
Yes. Listen, everyone. Marketing Macabre. Listen, they are approved by the Horror Room, partners of the Horror Room, good friends of the Horror Room, and great and excellent supporters of the Horror Room. Michael, this has been an absolute blast having you on, man. Listen, you're more than welcome to come on anytime, and send me some more filmmakers my way. Listen, I'll take them all.
You know it. I will.
I appreciate it, brother. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and that's Michael Joy. We'll see you next time. Take care.